Welcome back to the channel. All right, so I've been out for a while since just before Christmas. I had a bunch of family visit, um, and then I got sick. Bronchitis. Still hear it in my voice a little bit. Anyway, still coughing stuff up. I lost my voice for at least a week. Um, so no videos. I didn't come to work even. Um, but we're back, and let's see. I ran a video for about 12 hours, and I pulled it after 12 hours because I didn't want to keep getting emails. And what I did was I solicited a viewer to win a hat, and had one guy in 12 hours. Had one guy actually respond, sent me an email, and said, "Hey, I'd love a hat." Gave me his shipping address, and popped a hat off to him last week. He should have it now. Anyways, gave away a hat, and been back in the shop for a few days now, and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, what I did was just recently today I finished all of the end work and got all these guys cut out earlier this week. So just a million brackets, and what these guys are going to do basically is bolt up and then hold these cold plates down to our instrument Spiru. Now, what we're going to do now is actually punch the entrance and exit holes in these bosses right here. So I've got this one taken apart, and we're going to start with that one. You know, oddly enough, I don't have a drawing for this. My drawing is before the revision of adding these bosses. So all I need to do is just open up the model in Mastercam, and just from that edge down to the center of the hole. That's really all I'm concerned with. And I pop that in there, and I can see it's 2756. 2756 down, and of course it's centered on the boss. So you know this is going to be a fitting. A fitting's going to go in there, and it's going to have a rubber hose on it. So the location of that is not that critical. I'm probably just going to put a little die cam on there and scribe a line, and that will be close enough. That'll get us within 10,000, no problem. And that's what we're going to do right there. This one is already, you can see right there, this one's already drilled. I did that in the CNC. This one we've got to locate and pop that guy in there. So I can show you the process on this one, and then I got to go through and do all the rest of them. And then once this is done, I think we're going to go up to the summit and actually see this finished product installed on the instrument. It'll kind of tie the whole thing together. Okay, I went ahead and scribed a line on that guy. I didn't use die cam. I just grabbed a brown Sharpie, and it helps just fine. So now I'm just going to center punch on that guy. And you know, Mr. Pete got great examples of how to do this, the drag technique, where you just drag along until you feel the crossing. Rotate it up, and pow. That'll get that done right there. It'll be plenty close enough anyways. Like I said, again, this is just a rubber hose coming in here. And I believe it's either a combination of series and parallel connections, or all series. I'm not sure how the engineer has spec'd it for optimum cooling. But again, it's just rubber hoses. So as long as we're close, we're going to be in good shape. We just have to meet that hole that's bored in there. Okay, when I did all the end work to these brackets, I set up this angle plate right here, and 0 and 0, and then I was able to just kind of process through these guys quickly. So I'm going to use the same fixture, and what I've got is some white electrical tape on here to protect the surface, clamping it to the back wall. I'm using the drawing to protect the part from any abrasion or anything that might affect the surface finish on this back side. This is the tap I'm going to be using. I've got an extended reach tap. This one's not so deep in there. Some of them I have to tap all the way across the part. So I've got this 6-inch long tap. I'm going to use the edge of this tap to align to the edge to kind of square this up, and then we'll just come in with the drill, hit the punch mark, and away we go. Okay, now I'm trying to work around the camera for you guys, but here we go. Just loosen the part up a little bit, and we'll slide him over till he's square against that. Tighten down. The electrical tape will protect the surface. Now I'm nice and tight against that. So now we can put our drill in, come in, and knock this out. Okay, we've got a drill in there. So now what we're going to do is move this over and kind of find the punch mark. I could drill this with a smaller drill initially, but you know, my accuracy requirement on this is pretty low. So let's see what happens. Nice and slow speed. Move it over just a little bit. About 10th hour. Okay, that's going to be it right there. So now we're just going to go through till we hit air. I'm going nice and slow. The amount of time invested in these parts, can't afford a mistake. All right, our hole is through. Now we'll pop the tap in and see what we can do. All right. There we go. All right. Okay, now in tapping this thing, you know, I got to get this is 1/8 NPT, so you got to get this thing started in there, and you got to get enough threads in there so it can seal properly. These things are going to be glued in with a Loctite product. You know, it's just easier to make a threaded hole and buy the fittings than it is to machine this all in. So you slip a hose on, you know, to machine the barb. You know, we could do it, but it's just easier to do this. That's the way the engineer designed it. That's what we're going to do. Now I've got many of these things to do. So kind of when I do this is I make a mark on the tap, and that helps me keep track of how many rotations. I'll show you what I did there. Rotate that guy around. There's the mark. Helps me keep track of how many rotations. I may not get it right on this one, but down the road I'll know exactly how many rotations after maybe 2 parts or so. I'll know how many rotations to run this guy, and it'll get my depth just right. So in the past, I seem like I remember I always used to go about 9 rotations of this tap to get the proper depth. We'll probably go 6, and then we'll check, see where we're at. So let's get her oiled up and do some power tapping here. Nice and slow. I really like this product right here. I got from, I think this came from Grainger actually. It works really well on copper. And I do some thread forming on copper occasionally. You know, you don't want to tap copper, it just doesn't work out well. 100% copper. But this stuff works really well. So that's what I use. I think I ordered a 1 bottle supply and Grainger sent me a 10 bottle supply, so I just keep using it. Alright. So I got a little on the tap. I'm gonna go ahead and sink a little in the hole as well. You just can't have enough oil on this thing. And I get her close, and what I'm gonna do is just kind of plunge in and start counting. And we'll go, I think we'll go six turns. Okay. Maybe we'll go 5. Let's do 5 and we'll check. Okay, so there. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Made it 6 1/4. Now we're coming out. I'm sure that's going to be safe. And you just get about a thread started on that guy. So like I said, you know, 9 turns is going to be about right. So what I'm going to do is just run her in for 3 more turns-ish. We should be able to see based on the chips. When the chips start forming, I'm going to want to go about 2.5 more turns. Yeah, got her greased up pretty good. One, 2. Right there's 9. Fussy stuff. Kind of went on the load. You can hear the load on the machine. Yeah, that's good. Our wrench will sink that right down in pretty good. We're going to run that right there. You can see the back side of this part's full of those channels. And it's a delicate sealing surface. So this thing's going to get bolted together and basically glued together with a Loctite product that's a gasket former basically. So that's why we had to use the paper to take care of that surface. I used a little piece of tape right here. I like electrical tape. It's pretty durable and peels off cleanly to protect this surface. Of course, this is just aesthetic. Nothing. Only thing that touches is right here, and these are going to be little spring-loaded hold downs to push this thing against the instrument. There will be a thread paste on the back side that will complete the thermal bond between this thing and the instrument. And of course, through these holes, we're pumping glycol, or coolant rather, I should say. Now we just got to do this one. We can do this one in the vise, and this part's done, ready to install. Now we've got a few more to do. Here's the back side of the one we just did. Now we got to do this one in there, and then straight down in that one. This one's going to be pretty ugly all the way up there. That's why we bought that long tap. This one's just across. This one shoots out right there and straight up here, straight down and right there, straight out the back and across the whole part. So there we go. Had quite a tick up on viewers and subscribers. I think we're up to 280 or so. It'd be cool to get, you know, 1,000 subscribers, and then we could start monetizing this thing, and maybe I could make $5 a week off this thing or something. But that's not why I'm doing it. Just here to perpetuate the trade and to get young guys interested in doing this stuff. Got fishing reels. Got to do some work on some design work on some fishing reels and get those things done. I could show that. I don't know if anybody's interested in it. Plan on doing the hot rod stuff. We're gonna make some header flanges, 2-inch primary header flanges. That's coming up, and also want to do a little test between Bridgeport and CNC. So we got some things in the pipe, and want to see the channel grow. Let's try and get 1,000 subscribers and move on to the next phase of you know, swag and all kinds of giveaways and fun stuff along those lines. A lot of interest in this turning rotors video I did. I want everybody to know that's my car. I would not do that to somebody else's car. I'd just put new rotors on it, you know. It's my car. I got no money in that thing. I bought it for, I don't know, $2,000 many years ago, and it owes me nothing. And my goal is to not put money into the thing. So, you know, those rotors are going to be just fine. I cut them. They were 2/100ths of a millimeter under the minimum. And I mean, come on. What kind of factor of safety is involved in this thing? You know, even when you're at the minimum. So I don't drive the thing up. There's some big hills in Hawaii, and we don't take that. We take the truck. And my truck has new brakes on it all the way around. I do impeccable maintenance to my truck. I cheap out nowhere on the truck. And like you'll see, the hot rod is spared no expense.
Really spectacular. Spared no expense. Spared no expense. Spared no expense. Really spectacular. Spared no expense.
The voice you're now hearing is
John Hammond. Spared no expense.
we spared no expense.
Spectacular design. Spared no expense. Spared no expense.
So, anyways, it's going to be just fine. Nobody's going to get killed in that car because the brakes failed. Anyways, I'm glad people are watching, and I'm glad people are commenting. And if there's anything you'd like to see me do, even if you'd like to send work to me, just let me know. I think you should be able to find in the about information for the channel, you should be able to find an email address, and send me an email, and we'll see what we can do. Anyways, like and subscribe, and let's keep going.